So on the call, we have Josh from Watchinista. And I think that Josh, we'll just let him run with his questions, if everyone's happy with that.
Sure.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, Josh.
Thank you for having me. You can hear me okay? Good to see everyone. So great. I'm so thrilled for Mahindra and Maurice Lacroix to come together. I know this was a long time in the making, and I know some of Mahindra's team here in the U.S. and the Maurice Lacroix team here in the U.S. But also I know that Formula E is quite a global sport, so it's great that all parties have come together. My first question really is to both enterprises, right? How did this partnership really come about?
I will defer to Stefan to start with.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, for Maurice Lacroix, we've changed our marketing strategy a few years ago, and we're looking at more modern activities. And Formula E is something we've been keeping an eye on since a few years. And we had, to be honest, we had a few chats with a few teams, but we never found a team that was really matching to us. And a few months ago, we had the chance, we were introduced because we had a common partner. And so we started talking together. And it was interesting to see the mindset of Mahindra, kind of the challenger vision also. We are also a challenger brand. It was also important to us to have this kind of workshop mentality because we have a factory in Switzerland. We do a lot in-house. We have a lot of development in-house. We have high quality standards because of watchmaking. And then there was also sustainability is also a topic. So I mean, all of these elements came together very nicely. And the more we were speaking together, the more we were sharing kind of the same vision. Different areas of work, of course, but we're very close.
That's excellent. And Dilbal, do you have anything to add to that?
I think Stefan covers it really strongly. From us, I think what really encouraged us is, see, we are a global brand headquartered out of India, and Maurice Lacroix has a pretty strong presence in our country, to be honest, out there. So in terms of brand recognition, it was knowing the brand, etc. And I think in terms of value, because Maurice Lacroix is an aspirational brand in India, and it's nice to sort of get ourselves associated with brands which our fans are anyway being interacting with. At the same time, I think the philosophy also where we want to take this journey forward is quite interesting because we are just at the start of a relationship. I think there are some exciting ideas in terms of what we want to talk around sustainability, especially. I think that's a pillar both of us are going to be talking about quite a bit going forward. End of the day, I think having a partner with the pedigree of Maurice Lacroix is something really amazing because we are in a sport where we are measured to 1,000th of a second. And in the end of the day, it's all about time.
Yeah. And a question for Stefan. So, Maurice Lacroix has obviously been linked to racing activities kind of throughout its history, right? I mean, we've seen, I think I saw some things about NASCAR and IndyCar and some other series. Why Formula E and why now?
Yeah, I think it's even more than racing. I would say it's e-mobility. We had already in 2011 a partnership. We started working with Henrik Fisker. And, at that time, it was already important to us not to do a partnership like usually brands do with car brands, but we wanted really some kind of e-mobility. And now with this relaunch we had in 2016, we're doing more and more urban activities. We're also looking at more modern values of things. And e-mobility is really, and Formula E is really something in the future. It's Formula racing of the future, and this is particularly what we like about it. And why Formula E also, I think it's about, especially for us, and it's also valuable for Mahindra. Precision mechanics. Think about it. How precise our gears need to be. They're very small, very precise. Design plays a big role. You can also think about Mahindra. Design is very important in terms of getting some speed on the car. And you put all this together, it brings you actually, for us, what we call the quality, but leading to precision in our case, and of course, speed for Mahindra, So all these things coming together, I think Formula E is a perfect fit in terms of expressing the best quality or the highest level of quality we have. And at the end, it's about winning.
Excellent. So, Stefan, kind of a follow-up question to that is, what can Maurice Lacroix enthusiasts and collectors really expect from the brand and from the team itself as a result of this partnership?
Yeah, so when we do partnerships, it's not just about putting a logo and putting some advertising. That's it. So we see partnerships really in the sense of partnership, meaning going in deep, sharing projects. So Mahindra is very strong in sustainability. They're very strong with the materials they use. We're looking into that to maybe bring this into our watches. So really like cross-fertilizing our industries. And more than that, since we are a watchmaker, we have already developed with the Mahindra team beautiful watches. And here also it's important for us that the fans can have access to watches. So there will be 3 levels of watches, but stay tuned. There's be more to that in future.
I look forward to seeing that. A question back to Dilbao. What are your performance expectations for the 2020-2021 season?
So Josh, we have been a multiple podium and a race winning team in our history, and we did have one year which I'd like to forget, which is the last year from a motorsport perspective. And I think 2020, a lot of us want to forget for other reasons also, is we want to get back to becoming a race winning team and back to the podium and there. So we want to be one of the top teams in this championship. We are also very aware that this is the fastest growing form of sport in the world right now. We have some of the biggest and the best brands. The heritage brands of motorsport are all racing here. So to be rubbing shoulders, as Stefan said, as a challenger brand among some of the established motorsport brands, I think that gives us a huge amount of motivation to go there and push for the best.
Excellent. And so now really a question for Alexander and Alex. We Watchnista, we've interviewed a wide variety of drivers across multiple vectors of motorsport. But one of the questions we always come back to is really, that link between racing and timekeeping. And really my question for both of you is what's your relationship with time?
Personally, firstly, time is pretty critical for me at home because I have 3 kids, and so getting out of home in the morning is always a challenge. So we have to make sure we're on time every single day. We're under time pressure, so that's pretty critical. But obviously, the work that we do in motor racing, as Bill Baggs touched on, it's all centered around lap time. Particularly in qualifying, it's all about who can go around as the fastest, and so it's what our entire focus is, and so that's why I think that the partnership is so strong. It shares so many of the same values.
Yeah, I'd say from my side as well, it's hard to be a racing driver and not feel romantic about watches in particular, but also your own relationship with time, because in the end, racing is so steeped in history when it comes to watchmaking as well as also racing against time. But from that side, what does it mean to me? I would say it's sort of for a long period of my life I've been defined by time, but specifically the lap time I can produce. It sort of makes me the guy I am sitting here today, is the way I produce time, I guess, in a way. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's what I had slotted for my time. So I thank you, gentlemen, very much for taking the time to speak with us, and good luck in the upcoming season, and congrats again on the partnership.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Josh. Josh, from our side, we would like to extend an invitation to you. Once the world gets back close to normal, we'd love to host you at a race. So let's pick a race which is convenient for you at some point in time, and love to host you there so you can actually see the melding of time at the racetrack.
I would love that. I look forward to it. Hopefully we can be back to normal soon.
For that.
Okay. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Stefan.